And without further ado, let's welcome to the stage our fearless leader, Rotary International Director, Jeremy Hurst.
Thank you so much, Andy. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to MAP Session 10. Last month, we discussed member care and its importance in both attracting and especially retaining our members. It's an essential part of building an irresistible club culture. As members, we all know how important it is to continually grow our organization and the greater impact we can have on our communities we serve when we do. One of the most valuable resources available to us to take full advantage of this opportunity is the MAP Membership Success Center website and the powerful database and resources that it provides us with access to. For those of you who may not be familiar, the Membership Success Center is a website created to provide tools and resources for clubs to enhance their membership development and engagement strategies. The site is free to access and offers a wealth of information, including best practices for recruitment and retention, ideas on engaging new and existing members, and resources for planning successful events and initiatives. Now you may be thinking, why should I bother with this website when I already have my own strategies for membership growth? The truth is, the Membership Success Center offers unique insights and perspectives that can help you take your efforts to the next level. The site is continually updated with the latest research and data on membership trends and preferences, giving you access to an experience you won't find elsewhere. And furthermore, the site offers practical tools and resources that can save you time and effort in developing your membership strategies. The Membership Success Center has everything you need to enhance your club's membership experience. But perhaps the most compelling reason to use the Membership Success Center is that it can help us achieve our overarching goal as Rotary members to make a positive impact in our world. By growing our membership and engaging our members more effectively, we can increase our collective capacity to serve our communities and advance our causes. In conclusion, the Membership Success Center website is an essential tool for our Rotary Club's growth. It's easy to use, packed with proven resources and constantly evolving. So let's embrace this tool and use it to achieve greater growth and impact and ultimately fulfill our shared mission as Rotarians. Today, we'll explore the Membership Success Center website and see the many benefits it has to offer. And now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce a passionate Rotarian and a guru for DAC-DB, Lynn Kelly from the Rotary Club of South Brunswick Island, who will walk us through how to access the Membership Success Center. Lynn, over to you.
Good evening. My name is Lynn Kelly from District 7730 and the Rotary Club of South Brunswick Islands. I also serve as the Director of Support and Learning with DAC-DB. Tonight, I'd like to show you how easy the process is to access the Membership Success Center. For clubs that don't use DAC-DB as their primary membership management tool, we have created logins for all presidents, presidents-elect, district and zone leaders, and known club membership chairs. If you don't know your DAC-DB login, go to www.dacdb.com, enter your email address as your login name, then click Forgot Reset Password on the bottom of the screen. Then follow the prompts. So first, you're going to have to log into DAC-DB. Once you're in DAC-DB, you will then want to click on the District tab and find the Membership Success Center icon on the screen. So District tab and look for the Membership Success icon. If you don't see it, you are going to have to add it. So we've made that easy for you. Go up to the configuration wheel. It looks like a gear. Click it. It will open up the configuration setup page. Scroll down to the available icons and find the map system icon and drag it up to the icons displayed. Then very important, click Set My Configuration. Now that we have the icon, let's click on it to open the next window, which is the landing page just before actually getting into the Membership Success Center. Please note, DACDB is not offering direct support for the Membership Success Center. We're going to call it MSC for short. If you need support with anything on the MSC, note the email mapssupport@rizones33-34.org. That will put you in contact with the right team to assist you with all things MAP and MSC related. So at this point, we're going to continue by clicking on the blue Continue to Map button. This is going to open up a new window. It will have a login successful at the top, so please wait till that loads. Now that we're in the Membership Success Center, I'm going to scroll down to the very bottom of the page to point out the Video Guided Tours section. So click the blue button and it will take you to the Video Guided Tours library. Two videos that I would suggest you view as soon as possible are the intro video and the goal setting getting started tour. Now, let's take a moment to see the access level you have in the MSC. Depending on what your access is in DACDB, club leaders will see their club name. Districts leaders will be able to see district, and upon landing in the MSC, they will also be able to see information for their club. However, as a district leader, they will have access to switch to different clubs and view them. The zone leaders will work just as the district leaders, initially showing their home club information, but they will be able to switch districts and also switch to clubs within inside those districts. This is all known to the MSC based on what your access levels are in DACDB. And this is the reason we're using DACDB as the system that initially gets you into the MSC Center. Thank you for letting me spend a few minutes with you and show you around in DACDB on how to get into the Membership Success Center. Now, I'd like to introduce you to Terry Weaver, past District Governor of District 7750, Western South Carolina, and the current Rotary Coordinator for Zone 33. Terry will show you how to set a membership goal within the Membership Center. Take it away, Terry.
Thanks, Lynn. We're looking at how to set your membership goal for 2023-24. We find the membership goal link right here. When you first open this page, if your club has not set a membership goal for 2022-23, you'll see this pop up, reminding you of some of the considerations of the goal setting process. Once you set a membership goal, you won't see this pop up again. The first thing you notice are the key metrics relative to your club's membership history. These are important because your club is likely to continue performing about that same way in the future unless something changes. These little circles with a question mark are rollover pop-ups that explain each of these parameters. Mouse over each one of those, and of course you can come back if you're not completely clear on any of them. Scrolling down further, you see a section where we can set membership goals, and a little bit further than that, you have a graphical look at your club's recent membership history over the past 5 years. Now over here on the left, we see a View Recommended Strategies button, and just above that, you see we've diagnosed the problems to solve for your particular club based on your own data. Here are some recommended strategies for your consideration, and you'll notice some links to other resources to help you in executing those strategies. We're interested in setting a membership goal for 2023-24. So let's change the year to 23-24. Since this is the first time you're setting goals for this particular year, you'll of course see the goal setting considerations pop up. And up at the top of the page, you'll see the Create Membership Goal button. And then we'll see a short tutorial on exactly how the goal setting process works. The starting membership is at the top of the page, and then we see the current membership also displayed right here. But the question is, what do you expect membership to be on the 1st of July when you take office? That's your estimate of starting membership, and you enter that right here. In this particular case, this club has a current membership of 42. There's every probability that they'll be able to hold that through the end of the year. So we'll just enter 42 as our estimate of the start point for next year. Right below that, you can set your goal by either entering a hard number, such as 42, 44, 45, or you can set a percentage growth, such as, say, 5%. We do the math, calculating the number of members it will take for 5% growth, and the number of members you will likely need to replace because you've lost that number of members on average for each of the 3 years. Now, you'll want to be working hard at reducing that rate of attrition, but it won't happen overnight. So it's reasonable to assume that you may need to replace about that many members again this next year. The total of the two are the total number of new members needed. That's the number of new members your 2023-24 membership committee should be planning to attract. Now, what we've accomplished is setting a goal for the upcoming year of 45 members. When we click the Save Edits button, we're all finished. That's all there is to it. So now let's hear from Mary Ligon on using the Club Member Satisfaction Surveys feature. Mary is immediate past governor of District 6900, the western part of Georgia. She's an assistant Rotary coordinator for Zone 34, and her club took advantage of the survey tool in the Membership Success Center in this past month. So she can give you her perspective on how to use surveys to get the biggest impact for your club.
Thanks, Terry. We have another available tool in the Membership Success Center that gives us the ability to survey our club members. So let's start with why. Why do we even want to bother with this? It's another thing we've got to do, but it is going to be valuable. And the reason is we can learn in order to better serve our members. Because it's anonymous, we might get the real answers, not just the polite answers. Have you ever held back because it seemed everyone else already thought one way and you didn't want to rock the boat, so you're polite just to go along with the group? Well, that doesn't get at the heart of things, what members really feel. We need to know what is working, what could benefit from a little tweaking, and what do our members like or dislike about our club. So let's give them the safe opportunity to tell us. I'll give you an example. Our incoming president was thinking about an international project that we could do. Once we had learned, what we had learned from our survey results is that our club members want to focus on local community projects and not international projects. Knowing this has saved the president-elect and the incoming projects chair a lot of time in planning for the coming year. A benefit to seeking this input is enhanced membership engagement. We know engaged members are more likely to stay members. We want 100% of our members to participate in the survey. Again, so we really know what our members think and want, not what we assume based on our own thoughts or based on silence. Everyone's feedback is important in order to know what are common themes and therefore opportunities. Just as important is to know the outliers, the one vocal person that hates the food, but for everybody else, it may not be great, but it's just not a big deal. The survey results may be how you can discover that a few folks would be more engaged if the meeting was at a different time. Another example in our survey, a couple of folks indicated they'd like a morning meeting. Now that was received with a groan and no way can I do that by some members that were looking at the results. But with that information, we have a little nugget that could lead to a potential satellite club in the future, or maybe just a morning coffee group that would enhance engagement. The benefit of doing a survey now is that it allows you to complete your planning for the upcoming Rotary year with an emphasis on adapting to what your members want. And when we exceed expectations, we become simply irresistible. Remember, we are a membership organization that does service, so we want to grow more in order to do more. So we have this recipe. You can see the key ingredients, and what makes it effective is the communication ingredient. The recipe for an effective club survey starts with a plan. What are you doing and why? It includes a commitment to consider all the responses, even the ones we would prefer to discount. It's important to identify common themes, share the results with the club, and take action so that your club members, customers, will keep coming back and bring others with them because your club is simply irresistible. Now, this recipe is best served with follow-through. There must be action taken that relates back to the survey results. Doing nothing is the worst possible outcome, and that creates distrust among your members. When you develop your strategies, address who will do what by when. Consider where or how change may need to take place. And most important is to communicate the why right back to those survey results. When prepared and executed well, the recipe can be repeated so that the club sees if changes made were successful, or how to continuously adapt to meet members' changing needs and expectations. So let's have a look at how you use the club member survey tool, how you create it, and it's so simple. Let's check this out.
Once again, we are in the MAP Membership Success Center. We find the survey link right here. When the page opens, you'll notice that the survey tool is really simple. Simple to use, simple to take, and simple to get the reports. This is the easiest way in the world to find out how your members feel about your club. First, notice this button that opens a how-to or that recipe for an effective club survey. It includes what to do before, during, and after your survey. Check it out so that you have a plan before you begin. Once you have a plan, you're ready to use the Create a Survey button. You can name your survey, which is just for your own reference. It's not part of what the user sees. Notice there's a close date that defaults 2 weeks out, although it does not cut off access to the survey for latecomers. Once you name the survey, you see the Publish button up on the right. That's all you need to do to create the survey, so very quick and simple to do. If you want to see what the survey looks like, you can page through the survey using this button down here. The survey questions can't be changed. That adds complexity and makes surveys not comparable from club to club. So let's just save some time and click the Publish button up at the top. Now here's where you need to decide how you're going to distribute the survey. It's a URL, a link to a web page that's specific to your survey. I'm going to click on the Copy Share URL button to put the link on my clipboard. You can distribute that in a simple email to all members if that's the way you usually communicate. Let's go back to the surveys window and see what responses might look like once you've started a survey. Here's a survey that was completed last month. Because the responses are already graphed, you can quickly get an idea of what respondents think. The questions asked members how satisfied they are, why they joined, and why they stay, and then to rate several aspects of their club experience. Further down, there are essay questions where they can write in their own responses. These responses can be very valuable in determining what action to take. Notice the button up here where you can download your survey results as an Excel file, which makes it easier to look at the data in different ways. So that's really all there is to it. To be simply irresistible, we must learn from our members, our customers. Their feedback is critical in order for us to deliver a club experience that meets their interests and expectations. Use the survey tool in the Membership Success Center to help become simply irresistible. It just couldn't be easier. Once again,
So I spoke earlier about why you should use the survey and the benefits you'll get. Now you've seen how easy it is and quick to set it up in the Membership Success Center. So what do you do next? Review the recipe, make a plan, create the survey, send links to members, might take a few reminders, and then act on the results. Start now. That's my recommendation, because then you can be simply irresistible. Chris, do we have some time for question and answers?
Thanks, Mary. I really appreciate your presentation this evening. And my name is Chris Jones. I'm the co-chair of the Zone 33 Innovative Advocate Team. And I'd like to recap some of the things that we've just gone over here this evening. So Lynn showed us how easy it is to connect to the Membership Success Center via DACDB. And then Terry walked us through entering membership goals for our clubs. And Mary just walked us through how to create and utilize the member survey tool. These are all great resources for all of us to use. But now we want to hear from you. So we ask you to please place your questions in the Q&A section of Zoom, and we'll answer them. But remember to use the Q&A option and not the chat function. Thank you. So we do have a couple of questions that have already come in. And this first question is going to go to Lynn. Lynn, can you tell us how my club may access the Membership Success Center tool? We don't use DACDB.
Sure. So the first thing you're going to do is to log into DACDB, and we've actually entered a username and logins for all of you. So if you go to www.dacdb.com, enter your email for your username, and then click the button that says forget or reset password. Then follow the prompts. Once you've set your password, then go to log in to DACDB, and then go to the district tab and look for the map system icon. And from there, if you don't see it, there will be a configuration wheel up on the top right of the page, and you will be able to click that on and drag it from the icons available to the icons displayed, and click Set My Configuration, and it will be there for you. If you have any issues logging in, just call the support line at 833-322-3248.
Thanks, Lynn. Appreciate that. This next question is for Terry. Does the membership goal include honorary members or only active Rotarians?
That's a good question. And all of our membership numbers with respect to Rotarians, members of Rotary clubs, relate only to active members. Honorary members are not, in fact, current members of Rotary International. They don't pay dues. It is truly an honorary position.
Thanks, Terry. I have another question for you. This question is, when I changed the year to 23-24, the web page display did not change. At that point, I did not see what Jeremy displayed. Was this caused by a lack of permissions from me or perhaps operator error?
It sounds like perhaps just a momentary internet glitch. I'd suggest just go back to that page and click on goal setting on the left-hand navigator and just retry the 23-24 button. I think you'll get a different result.
Thanks, Terry. And one more question for you. My listed attrition is higher than actual. How do we change that?
Well, let's first address what your attrition calculation is about, and that is taking the actual number of terminations posted by Rotary International, the number of members that you have terminated from your club over the past 3 years. That would be July 1st, 2019 to July 1st, 2022, and then divided by 3. So it's that 3-year average of members that were terminated from your club. Now, it's possible through perhaps a club administration error that perhaps someone got added twice and terminated twice. That could affect it slightly, but it's one of the reasons that all this data is based on a 3-year average. It tends to take those sort of little anomalies out. But that's what the attrition count is. If you have a question about exactly where those numbers came from, feel free to email map support at rizones33-34.org.
Thanks, Terry. Question for Mary. Who do we survey? Officers, board members, everyone?
That's a great question. Well, I think you survey everyone because you definitely want that 100% participation. But it brings up a good point. If you had a subset that you wanted specific information from that subset, like a satellite club, you could survey them separately, and you would just create a second survey. And what's important is who you send the link to. So you could send a link to the satellite club members for one survey, and whatever link you need to send to your parent club.
Thanks, Mary. Another question for you. Can we also copy the survey link into WhatsApp chat groups?
It's a URL, so you can copy it into anything. And in fact, in my club, when I sent those reminders, I did most of them by email, but the last one I did via our text system because we send reminders for a meeting that way. And so that captured a few more people.
And another one for you, Mary. How long does it usually take for someone to complete the survey?
Ooh, well, I guess it depends on how much thinking you have to do about those answers. But I would say, 5, 8 minutes maybe. It's not very long. Depends on your immediate reaction to things, or in those essay questions, whether you're really having to think a little bit about them.
And we're continuing with you, Mary. Is there a simple way to get a copy of the survey questions, and how many there are?
Oh, I'm going to have to depend on Terry probably with a count of the questions. The best way to read through that now is where in the demo I showed you to look at the bottom of the screen, and you can page through those questions. I believe we have a plan to get those published in a PDF form, but right now that's not available. And so you can scroll through the questions online.
And this one could be from Mary or Terry. Is it still okay to do the membership survey if we've already completed the Rotary Club health check? Could this be used as a good follow-up? Any specific information you can provide would be helpful. Thank you.
I think that's a great question. I don't think it hurts to do both, but you may want to consider the timing. And I would look through those questions to really see, are there duplicates, or is this giving you additional information? Terry, what are your thoughts?
Well, the best way to see the survey questions is to click on the Create a Survey button. And then there is a review survey option where you can actually page through the questions.
All right, I'm going to kind of combine these next two questions into one. First part of it is there a poll for new members? And the second part is, our members do not like surveys with a lot of survey questions. Can some of the questions on the survey template be deleted or modified in any way?
You can't change the survey. It's set as is, because if we started modifying it or allowed everybody to modify their own, it wouldn't be comparable across clubs and districts. So I think it's best to leave that as is. Now, you can do some other surveying or polls for your members if you've got some specific questions. But you do need to be careful about how many times you're asking them to complete something.
Thanks, Mary. We're going to go back to Terry for a second. When I log on to the MSC, I do not see attrition attraction tab. Is that because no one has used this before?
The attrition attraction tab. I'm a little confused about exactly what that means. Your attrition and attraction data is under the goal setting link. So if you click the goal setting link, I think it's the second or third link down from the top left. That's where your attrition attraction data shows up, is in the goal setting window.
Thanks, Terry. Coming back to a survey question here. We send the survey out via email using the link. How does the person receiving the link take the survey? Do they just click on the link and then go to answer the questions on their computer and then click submit?
You got it. It's that simple. Simple to create, simple to take.
All right. I'm new to this webinar series. Can I get access to the prior 9 sessions?
Absolutely. If you go to the zone website, rizones33-34.org, click on the search link at the top and just type MAP, M-A-P. That'll take you to the MAP page, and every one of the videos are on that page in reverse order, most recent at the top.
Terry, why do the MAP numbers differ from my DAC-DB numbers?
There could be any of several reasons for that. The most of them have to do with timing. And that's a question of, as you perhaps know, you can change dates in DAC-DB after the event happened, meaning that you can move a termination ahead of or behind June 1st, for example, in DAC-DB. You can do that anytime. And as a result, that data could move with respect to what actually happened, which is what we're capturing in MAP. We're capturing terminations that happened in any given Rotary year, July 1st to June 30th, and those don't move around. They stay wherever they were with respect to the termination. So if you're seeing slight differences in termination counts, that will typically be something that happened just before or after a July 1. And it's also, again, why we use 3-year averages, because by using a 3-year average, you wash out 2 of those possibilities of a before-after July 1 disparity.
Terry, I saw that you were working on goals for 23-24. Can I still put in goals for 22-23?
Absolutely. You can put goals for 22-23 right up through June 30th. And whatever goals you enter for 22-23, of course, then will populate your club progress dashboard, which creates the ramp with respect to how many new members you need to meet your goals and how many new members you've brought on to this point in the year.
And this one comes back to Lynn. How often are DAC-DB membership numbers updated?
Then the numbers are live. So as long as you're in there and do it as soon as possible, you will have accurate information. And if you do have integration turned on in DAC-DB, make sure you go to your RI compare and check to make sure what you changed really happened, in case there was some type of an internet, the internet went off for a few minutes.
All right, good deal. We're coming down to the last couple of questions. There are more questions in here than we have time to answer tonight, and we'll be sure to capture all of those and put out a Q&A after this session. So Terry, what is a Rotary Health Check and how is it different?
The Rotary Health Check is different in several respects. One is it's about 5 times the length of the Membership Success Center survey. And that has proven somewhat daunting to many clubs. It's a considerable amount of work to do the club health check. It's one of the reasons we neck this down to just a handful of questions and something on the order of an estimated execution time of something like 5 minutes. So I'd have to say that the club health check is probably more comprehensive than this survey. I'd say also, though, that to execute a club health check, You have to figure out the delivery mechanism for yourself, and you have to figure out the data retrieval mechanism for yourself. So it really doesn't have any. It really doesn't have any implementation mechanism behind it. It's just a list of things to ask of your club and of your club members and of your club leaders.
All right, and the last question that we have time for this evening, as there are some clubs that have a number of honorary members, would it be a good idea to survey them also? Because clubs hope those honorary members will become non-honorary members.
Well, that is a fascinating question. And yeah, you might want to do that. The way you would do that, of course, as Mary suggested, create another survey. You can have as many surveys as you want active for your club. Of course, you'd name it honorary. Then what you would do is you would click on that survey link. You'd go then to DACDB and email only your honorary members, sending that link only to them. That way you know that people that are responding are the people you think they are. And you could go back to that same well and send that follow-up message saying, hey, if you didn't have a chance to do this, would you give us your opinion? You go back to that same honorary group. So it's very flexible in that respect. You could survey 2 or 3 or 4 different groups. In a large club, you could survey, subsets of membership if that's what you wanted to do. Say the members with 1 to 3 years of experience, just survey those. It's still anonymous, but they fall into that 1 to 3 year window.
Outstanding. And I really want to thank everybody on this call this evening for sending in all the questions and to our panelists for their wonderful responses to help our attendees. So I'm going to now pass the program back over to our director, Jeremy Hurst. Jeremy, take it away.
Thank you so much, Chris, for moderating. What great questions and answers. And thanks to our panelists, Lynn, Terry, and Mary as well. Tonight, you've seen how with MAP's Membership Success Center, we've created an interface to provide your club and district with exceptionally useful assets and resources to make membership growth easier than ever before. The MAP team worked with Rotary International's membership development and IT teams to create a real-time interactive tool that automatically analyzes your club's membership history. It downloads data directly from RI and turns it into easily understandable and interactive web-based dashboards, which tell you where your club is in terms of its membership right now and where it needs to get to, taking into account pesky attrition we'll face, and most importantly, it tells us how to get there. It uses your membership history, your attraction and attrition rates, and predicts if you're on track or behind the pace. In other words, it identifies your membership problem or problems to solve, and it then offers tailored solutions to meet your club's needs. And as you've seen, it tracks your progress on an easy-to-read dashboard and even creates member satisfaction surveys that you can send out to your clubs directly from the site. And it then links back to all the useful membership resources we've created on the Zones website, including the recordings of the Membership Action Plan bite-sized chunk webinars many of you have already been attending. So whether you need to focus on attraction, attrition, engagement, or attention, or more likely all of the above, the MAP MSC will provide you with recommended strategies to make your clubs irresistible. But as with any tool, it only has real value if you, our clubs, and our members use it. So please help us here by sharing this link for this webinar with your district membership team, your assistant governors, your presidents and presidents-elect, and of course, your club membership chairs. Today has been all about helping you to understand how to use this invaluable tool, but we won't be stopping there. We've already appointed MAP ambassadors in Zone 34 with a similar program soon to follow in Zone 33. These ambassadors plan to visit your clubs either virtually or in person and help explain why membership growth is important and how you can use the MAP Membership Success Center to become simply irresistible. They'll also be there as a resource for you going forward. And many of you will recall that we also have a MAP Awards program to recognize and reward those clubs and districts who are engaging and participating in the Membership Action Plan. And this slide provides you with an update of the participation rate of your clubs based on their attendance at our MAP webinars. It's updated through last month's webinar so you can see where your district stands against all the other districts. And we encourage you to promote our MAP webinars with your club leaders on a consistent basis. As you've seen again tonight, they bring real value and resources that clubs can easily access and put to use. And there's no better way to ensure membership growth remains front and center to your club's culture. Please remember that attendance on these webinars is just one component of the award to achieve the actual award. And the district must show growth for the current Rotary year. So let's finish this year Rotary strong and make sure your club gets the award it deserves. Now, more information on a few up and coming webinars. The next Zone 34 boot camp will focus on the Rotary Foundation. And the session will be held on Thursday, May the 11th at 6 p.m. Eastern. And this is really the best way to get up to speed quickly on the Rotary Foundation, especially as your club and district foundation teams prepare for the 2023-24 Rotary year. And you can, once again, register at www.elevaterotary.org. And the Zone 34 District Leadership Training will be held on June 24th, 25th at the Jacksonville Riverfront. The seminar is designed for all district leaders and will cover the Rotary Foundation, public image, and of course, membership. And you can find out more information and register for this event using the link in the chat. And finally, join us for the final MAP webinar session of the year. Session 11 will feature the greatest hits from this year's MAP webinars, along with our top 10 tips for membership growth. Whether you're new to MAP or you've attended every session, this greatest hits from season 1 will highlight a few of the tools to help you grow your club's membership. You can sign up using the link in the chat. And recognizing how busy we'll be in June, we'll be pre-recorded this so you can watch it either at the normal time slot or afterwards at your leisure. So have a wonderful evening, tremendous week, and an absolutely amazing rest of the Rotary year. We look forward to seeing you at the final MAP session. Take care and good night.